Hello everyone. I hope that you're all doing really well. It is so nice to be here. I'm really sorry about last week. I am really sorry. We had literally technical issues and I couldn't sort it in time. But I am so glad to be here with all of you guys. God, the chat is really lively. Oh, it's so nice. Like I can see the familiar faces. Like it's so nice. Hi, everyone. Hi, Guy Next Door, Blue, Midnight Blue, Yang, Eric, Isabel. We got Sydney from West Texas. How cool. Yes, guys, where are you all from? Like, which part of the world are you in? As we all know, like I'm in the UK. I'm in the UK. Oh, and Dr. Marni, hello. Oh, it's so nice that you are here. Thank you. Yes, book number 7, True Deceit, False Love, the glossary of our 1,000 terms, which you endorsed. Oh, yes, I did. Should be released and available on Amazon by Valentine's Day. Oh my God, that's so amazing. Guys, Dr. Marni, she's got so many books, amazing books, just like there's such good resources for those of you who are trying to understand your situation. I've got the links in the description box, so please do check it out. And look, we've actually got the author on the live. Like, this is amazing. Like, if I had one of those kind of like noises, I would do that right now. But thank you, Dr. Marni Hill, for being here. Like, it means a lot. It really, really does. Thank you. And I know that you emailed me. I've got to email you back. I'm really sorry. I read the email, but I will email you back this week, tomorrow. I will do it. Oh my God, guys. So where are you guys from? We got Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much, Eric. Happy Tuesday to you too. Oh, Isabel, we miss you too. Oh, Cello, you like the music. I've got to get you revved up. We've got to be happy. Do you know what, guys? Healing doesn't have to be boring and it doesn't have to be sad. So that's why I wanted to kind of put some energy into this live. Did you like the song, guys? I was listening, do you know what? I was like listening to some of them, and I was trying to pick which one. I thought, oh yeah, this Amapiano kind of Afro beats. I thought, let's get that on there. Let's get some happy vibes on this live. Like what I always say on the videos, the live is a vibe. Yeah. Anyway, so we got Melbourne, Australia. Hello, Colin. Goodness, like what time is it over there? It must be like the morning. We've got Norway, we've got Oslo in the house. Where else we've got? Thank you, thank you, Dr. Marni. Thank you. We got Louisiana. We got Ohio. We got the States in the house. We got Greece in the house. Did you like the song? Okay, Raj, this is great. Yang liked the song as well. This is brilliant. This is what I kind of listen to get going. We've got Arizona, Wendy, bless you, and New York. I have been to Arizona a very long time ago. I love it there. I really want to go back. And New York, I flew past it, so I haven't been there. Who else? We've got... Oh, thank you, Eric. Yes, we've got Chandler, Arizona. We've got AZ. This is wonderful. This is great. Like, I am so grateful that you guys are here. Honestly, this is just amazing. We've got Boston. We've got New York. Like, from all over the world. Northern Vancouver, Margot. We've got Devon, David in Devon. Hello, my friend. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, all of you. From wherever you are in the world. We've got Alabama. Oh, wow, that's such a cool place. I bet that is such a cool place. I've never been. Tennessee. I've never actually been there either. And we've got Maryland, Crofton in Maryland. That's where you are, Raj. Thank you. Yeah, like, this is amazing. Kelly in Long Island, amazing. Carolina. Like, I am so grateful for all of you being here. Like, it is such an honor that you guys are here, honestly. And I know that we're all in different time zones. And I know that we are very busy. We've all got things to do. We've all got lives happening, stuff happening. So you know what? This is good because this is about your healing, about you understanding, your experience, what has happened to you. And that is the most important. You are showing up for you, and that is what is important, okay? So all of you, you get a big hug from me. One day I will be able to give you all a big hug. One day we'll do it. We'll do a retreat. We'll do a meetup. I will travel. I will do it. When this book is finally finished, I will come and see all of you. And yeah. And you're going to tell me how well you are doing and how all of this is just a distant memory. And that is the conversation I will have with all of you. So, my friends, how has this week been for you guys? Yeah, that would be amazing. Oh, Patricia, that's so sweet. You have me on the calendar every Tuesday. Amazing. Thank you. Oh my God. I really actually would love to hug you all. Yes, Margot, Anushka World Tour, the Ask Anushka World Tour. I will do it. And I always stick to my word. I will do it because this is something that I have actually been visualizing, manifesting. I want to come and see all of you. Okay. We're going to start off in London and then we're going to make our way, I don't know, through Europe. Or maybe the States. I don't know yet. I don't know. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Anyway, guys, so we are here. We are here today to talk about this really, how do I say it, being politically correct? Weird, strange subject. Okay, this is what we're talking about today. This really weird topic that captures so many of our attention. Because do you know what this topic, okay, like thinking back, this is what I think like made my channel really popular. Like, do you guys, I know Eric, I know you will know, but back in the day, like 4 or 5 years ago, I used to talk about really controversial topics and the titles were really controversial. I could get away with it then. Like right now I can't. I kind of have to be really careful about what I'm saying. But like this topic was the one I think that grew the channel. This really baffled me because so many people were so interested in this topic. And I thought, it was just a thing. Oh, Dr. Marni Hill. Yes, definitely coming into the Caribbean. Oh, I will come before then, for sure. I'm coming to see you before then. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments, guys. It's like they go up so fast and I can't see. No, Raj, I can't. I'll get banned. And I don't want to get banned if I do speak my mind. One day I will, or I'll do a talk where I'll just talk uncensored, Anushka. Yang will know what I'm like. But I will. Yes, I'll talk uncensored one day. But I have to be careful. Hello, Phil. So this topic was something that actually I think put my channel on the map because it was something that so many of us were really baffled by, like what is going on. And I don't think it was a topic that really was like talked about. And it wasn't a topic that was really talked about at the time. But so many of us kind of experienced it. And I guess, I don't know what made me talk about it. I just think whenever I thought of the titles, even now, it's like things that now it's different to how it was before, because before it was like, like things that I really wanted to know more about, like what was going on. So it was very much kind of like my own personal journey as well, trying to like navigate through this. But now it's more about, like what you guys write in the comments, what is coming up for you guys. Like I take a lot of the stuff, what you write in the comments and like things that we talk about in the live. And this gives me a lot of inspiration as to what to talk, on the topics. There is so much more that I really would love to talk about. And it's not necessarily narcissist based, but it's more about, oh, thank you, Yang. Thank you so much for your gifting of these memberships. Oh, guys, I really hope that you're enjoying these memberships. Those of you are... Is Yang giving out the goods? Thank you so much. So, yes. So I want to talk more, like, this is why I kind of talk about it like in the lives, more about empowerment and actually empowering you, inspiring you to move forward from this. But I think in order for you to be able to move forward, you have to understand, like what's going on, why it's happened. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're never going to be able to move forward if you don't know, like, the foundations or the things like why it's happened. So this is why I kind of always start off on the lives going, right, this is it. This is the psychology behind it. And then this is what you need to do. And I know it's easier said than done, but you guys can do this. You guys can so do this. You guys can move forward from this. But this is something that I guess a lot of us, particularly after this interaction, we try to understand, like we try to get our heads around like this strange phenomenon that happens, okay? Intimacy with a narcissist. Now, when we're in it, when we're in these relationships, when we're in these dynamics, we don't really click it. We don't really understand what's going on because, let's face it, intimacy with a narcissist right at the beginning is explosive. How else can I say it? It's explosive. I don't know any other word. It's very magnetizing. It's amazing. It draws you to this person. But there's always something missing, isn't there? There's always something missing. There's always like, oh, hold on a minute. And you got to understand that you probably do, but with intimacy, when it's like a partnership or when it's a couple, it's about two people. And I'm not talking about one night stands here. I'm talking about, when two people are in a relationship, it's all about like the attraction that you feel to that person, how that other person makes you feel. And it basically is enjoying one another, isn't it? That's ultimately what it is. And so that's kind of like what we grow up thinking, or we're taught this, or this is just how it is, right? But with a narcissist, oh no, my friends, it's not like that, is it? It's very different, my friends. If any of you are brave enough or would like to kind of share or talk about how it made you feel, not necessarily exactly what happened, you can if you want to, but bear in mind this is a public forum, so whatever you write in the chat, that's it. I don't want to start forgetting words now. In the chat, okay, remember people are going to be able to read it. So just be aware, okay, that this is a public forum, so it's not enclosed, okay? So, yeah, it's that really weird interaction that you have. I guess the first few times are just amazing, like mind-blowing. And this, I wonder whether this is very much the hook that keeps you with this person because of what you've experienced, and it keeps you glued. Do you know, I read this thing somewhere once, and I can't remember, and I can't quote it. It wasn't me who has made this up. But I remember reading, like when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, it feels like glue. So like, when you're in a relationship with someone, you guys are glued together, okay? It's the energetic bonds, okay, that kind of interweave you and that person. But with a narcissist, it's like super glue. Now try and rip yourself away from super glue. Very painful and nearly impossible, and you lose like a couple of layers of skin. And I guess that could be a great analogy of trying to understand getting over a narcissistic relationship. You lose a couple of layers of skin, and it's really difficult or challenging to move away from it. But the intimacy part, I feel like this is something that actually does keep us hooked for a long time, and we struggle to understand it. This is really good, actually, Dr. Marni. True. To heal, you must look at your own foundational patterns, lack of boundaries, and need for love to analyze why the narcissist chose you as a target. And you're absolutely right. This really does go into, inner child healing, inner wounding. And look, let me tell you, the inner child healing is not easy. It is challenging, it is tough, and it is very exposing. It does make you feel very vulnerable. Okay, so whoever you guys work with, if any of you are doing inner child healing, okay, whoever you work with, make sure that you trust them, because you are going to be uncovering the deepest and darkest parts of you, okay? And it is painful, but it is also very freeing. Each and every one of us wants to be loved. Every single one of us, okay? We want to feel loved. We want to feel wanted. We want someone to desire us. We want someone to give us that attention. And, think about us. But we have to do that for ourselves first. But we can't do that if we don't understand ourselves. So this is where, we have separated ourselves from our inner child, okay, because in a bid to be able to protect ourselves. And I feel like for a lot of us to be able to heal from this literally is inner child healing. But make sure that you choose the right therapist. Honestly, guys, this is really, really important. So going into the intimacy part. Remember, a lot of our sexual desires or sexual preferences, all of this also stems from childhood. It does indeed. And the way that we play out, the way that we are in our relationships, again, it stems from childhood desires, unmet needs, those sorts of things. But this is another topic for another live. There's a lot to it. There is a lot to it. It's all to do, ultimately, okay, intimacy is all to do with attachment. It's how you see yourself in the relationship, how you see yourself in this interaction, and how you perceive the other person in this interaction. So, like with a narcissist, if you think about it, okay, someone who is unable to attach in a healthy way, think about how this person is going to display that affection, that sort of behavior towards you. Do you know what I mean? Like how are they going to display that towards you? Think about it. So this is the clue. This is the clue to it. Guys, I forgot to say, can you guys press the like button? If you guys are just watching, it's fine. You don't have to be on the live chat. But please do press the like button, because it will help get this content out there. And I would be really grateful if you guys press the like button. Those of you that have, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Okay, so smash the like button, guys, please. Do it. Okay, so yes, Isabel, always listen to your intuition. This is another really, really important fact, because your intuition is never going to let you down. And and this is about you trusting your intuition. How do you trust your intuition? Because you've got to trust yourself. You've got to build the trust with you. We all have the access to higher knowledge, our higher self. But if we are not connecting to ourselves, then where's that going to come from? How are we going to listen to it? We're not going to. Okay, thank you very much, JR. Okay, thank you, Raj. And thank you also, Jason and Midnight Blue. Thank you. So how are you going to be able to listen to that, or how are you going to be able to receive that knowledge if you are not listening? King Ming, thank you so much. Hello. And the Orion Files, thank you. Jason says, birthday on Thursday. Narc X invited me for cake and ice cream together with our daughter. Do I say no contact and not reply? Jason, goodness. Okay, so I would say if you're going to go do it for your daughter, or you could go. What does everyone else think? What does everyone else think? I'm kind of thinking if you're going to go because it's with your daughter, but it also can be seen as perhaps maybe a trap because she's trying to get your attention. I don't know, something inside me is saying, go, but then continue with no contact after. Do it because you're doing it for your child. That's what I would say. I hope that helps. What does anyone else think? Please put your thoughts in the chat. Okay, so the intimacy, all right? Intimacy is all about connection. It's about how you feel about yourself, okay? And also how you connect to another. Okay, so for a narcissist, we all know they're all about illusions. They're all about the magic show. They're all about making us feel something that is not true. And of course, within this is going to be the same. It's not going to be any different. It's all about creating this false security. And there's something within us, okay, that really wants this, that really actually desires this, needs this. And see, what we're doing is we're looking outside of ourselves for that validation from somebody else. Okay, if we had stronger boundaries, if we were more connected to ourselves, if we believed in ourselves, we trusted our intuition, we wouldn't be looking outside of ourselves for validation. This is really hard. Like, I'm not saying this is easy, and I'm not judging anyone because it's hard. It's hard because when we have been constructed to look for validation outside of ourselves and not believe in ourselves, okay, this is why these dynamics happen. And what I will say to you is it's never too late because you can change this, all right? Remember, being connected to yourself, you are able to trust your intuition, your gut instinct so much. You learn to trust you. And so, you know what? Like, if you were to do this again, you would never invite a person like this in your life. You'd never have a person like this in your life ever again because you're like, nah, I don't think so. I'm done. I don't want someone like this because it is a trick. Like right at the beginning, like I said, it's so magnetizing. It's so enticing. They look and they feel so magnetic and you think, oh my God, I've never felt like this before. This is so cool. This is so amazing. But what you realize after is that actually, why is it so strange? It feels like this person has no feelings. It's very strange. There's no reciprocation. And yes, who said that? Dark attachment, Blue, you're absolutely right. You are dealing with a dark attachment, and that is exactly it. It's hard. It's hard. And yeah, different when you were born into it. Yeah, I agree. It's different. It's a different analogy, a different experience. You know, I'm talking like in a romantic setting. Yes, of course. But, you know, like having it in a family, it is tough. Similarities, but different, if that makes sense. The narcissist has feelings, but fewer than we have. Yeah, they do. That's right. The guy next door. That is very true. They do feel, but it's not in the same capacity as us. You see, within this type of intimacy dynamic, they're looking for different things. Sure, yes, they're looking for pleasure, but it's more about them, not so much you. So it's you putting the work in. I'm talking like after a bit of time. This is exactly what happens. You know, ultimately, the crux of this, my friends, this is all to do with the attachment disorder, right? It's all to do with attachment. They can't attach to you in a healthy way, but they also can't detach from you in a healthy way. So they're always looking for someone to fulfill them. And intimacy in bed is not any different. It's going to be exactly the same. They're going to look for you to be putting the work in. I also want to mention here, and I'll talk more about it later in the live, that actually sex is used more as a manipulation tool. So this is where it gets dark. All right, my friends, this is where it gets dark. So I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, but I just wanted to mention here that I will be talking about this. I will be looking into the darker side. Okay. So going back to the attachment. All right. So what you have to remember is the way that they grew up, the way that they are. Remember, a lot of this is to do with the dysfunctional relationship that they had with their parents or their caregivers. Remember, no one's come along and said, hey, do you know what? This is a bit wrong. Like, you've got this wrong. Maybe you need to change. No one's come up to them and said that something was wrong or something needed to change. This is the way that they have learned, that this is all about transaction. They've grown up with a transactional relationship with their caregiver or their parents. So this is very much conditional love. Like, you do something for me and this is how I will love you. So this, fast forward into adulthood, this is exactly what's happening now. Think about it. Like do you know what? It's the next door neighbours. Oxford, it's the next door neighbours. It's not Alfie. Alfie is actually asleep. I took him for a very long walk today in the park, but that's the next door neighbours. And I've got the window open a little bit because they've got the heating on, but it's just so stuffy, you know, like under the lights and everything. I don't know why I'm going into this, but I thought you wanted to know. But that's why. And so I've got the window open a little bit because, yeah, it gets really hot in here. Anyway. What was I saying, guys? Oh, my goodness. The guy next door bring in the popcorn? Okay, we're going to be talking about the dark stuff. Yes. Alfie says hi to all of you guys too. I like that. No, I'm not blaming you for barking next door. It was the guy next door. It's him. Can you stop barking, please? It's disturbing the life. I like that one. Raj, yes, of course. I'll tell Alfie you said hi. You guys are funny. Oh, goodness. Do you know, but if I had him here, I could bring him on the live chat, but he would, he would just be, he'd be a nuisance and he'd want to get down because then he's bored and all of this, and then he'll fall asleep and he'll start snoring, and then it'll be too much. I'll bring him on to say hi next time. Okay, I will. I'll bring him on to say hi next time. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Midnight Blue, I'll tell him. Yes, okay. So they can't attach in a healthy way, but they also can't detach in a healthy way. So they don't want to let you go, but they can't stay in this interaction with you because there's so much that's going on, you know, in their head. They can't attach. This is where the dysfunction lays. This is why you know, you're trying to build this relationship with them. You're trying to maybe even work something out. But the way that they relate to you, it's all transactional. So it's a very conditional love. This is exactly what is happening here. And when you are being intimate with them, when you are, you know, wanting intimacy, doesn't necessarily have to be sex, but it could be like, I don't know, like cuddling, the touch, you know, all of those things that very sensual, you know, all of those things that you require as a human being. And no, it's not weird to want this. This is exactly, you know, we as humans need that. We as humans want that. It's part of our human nature. But the narcissist turns it into something that is dark, something that we have to beg them for. Do you know what I mean? It's very strange because at the beginning, it's not like that, is it? Then they're not like this to us. They're for some of you, they may have been really intense. They may have been very intense. Judgment Day, that's a good point. Yes, they do, because it's very... He wrote, Judgment Day wrote, they target people who have had a history of sexual abuse. They do, because it renders you vulnerable. And so they pick up on this, not that they know that that has happened, but it is very much, it does make you more vulnerable emotionally. So they do pick up on that, and it is very selfish, absolutely. They also look for people who are very kind, who are very compassionate, who are very patient, who are understanding. And that's every single one of you guys, isn't it? Every single one of you fit into that category. And so you see the attachment, this is where it becomes very much one-sided right at the beginning. And this is what I'm saying right at the beginning. There's someone completely different. There's this chemistry with this person. And then this is what I feel like a lot of you have kind of said in the comments under the videos or in the live. You guys have like been saying that, you know, how could this person has been like this? This is how I got to know them. How is it that they have changed and become someone completely different? There's like 3 or 4 different personalities in this one person. But you see, that's the thing. They do have those different personalities. They are those different people all in one. Right at the beginning, it's like what I've said in the other lives or in the videos. Like, they want you to accept them. They're looking for acceptance. They want to have this relationship with you. Of course they do. They want to have your approval. They want to have your validation. An extra bit of supply, like, they're not going to give that up. They want this, and you've got to understand that this is part of the personality disorder that I'm talking about. That they look to people for this. They look to people to supply them, to keep giving them this. This is what they want. And this is the dysfunctional part of them. They have problems with interpersonal relationships. There's always some sort of drama. They always want something from you. They're always causing it's always dramatic. It's always chaotic. It's like a circus, isn't it? It's like a circus being with them. There's never any calm. There's never any... Hello, Bob. There's never any there's flow. There's always something, and it's always you've got to keep giving. Margot, yes, we give and we give exactly that. And we keep giving a little bit more, in whatever capacity that is, whether that's with our emotions, whether that's our validation, whether that's financial, whether that's our time. We just got to constantly supply. And that's where that word comes from, because we're constantly supplying, giving, and giving. Okay, because that's what they want. And you're right, JR. Yeah, it's a roller coaster. Like, that's what happens. This is what happens. Because, you just got to keep giving all the time. And they're like, why are you not noticing me? Like, look at me, look. Yeah, so that you get the gist, right? Because once I get into that, then I'll start reenacting these things. And we don't want that, do we, guys? No. Right. So, yeah, they are really ungrateful. And yeah, exactly. They don't get what they want. They don't. And they don't know what they want either. So it's like, just give me what I want, but I don't know what I want. Just do it. So when you meet them right at the beginning, of course, like in every relationship, it's like this magical, this fairy tale honeymoon, like, oh my God, this person's so gorgeous. It's amazing, right? And so like the two of you are magnetized together. But over time, the weirdness comes out, doesn't it, my friends? The weirdness comes out. And that's when you discover the real them, okay? When you connect to another person, when you're in a relationship with someone else, when you are intimate with another person, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be able to let yourself, be vulnerable, let go, like really feel into the relationship with that person, right? Yeah, they do, Raj, absolutely. So you've got to feel into that, don't you? So it means that you've got to be able to be vulnerable. You've got to be able to, give a little bit of yourself when this happens. But we know the narcissists don't like to be vulnerable, do they? No, they don't. So I'm not saying that it's an act, but it's very guarded. It's not really themselves. I guess they go with the flow right at the beginning, the first, few incidences or first few times, right? But then after a while, as you see, they withdraw. They withdraw that emotion. They withdraw who they are. They withdraw their emotion, their energy, and it becomes very wooden, very detached, disconnected. And that is when you start to feel it. That is abusive. And I know that a lot of us don't think of it as being abusive, but what they are doing is they are removing something that you require, you want, but they are not giving. It's almost as though you enter into this unsaid type of contract or agreement that, you be together. It's just you two. Don't need to cheat, don't need other people in this dynamic. It's just you two. And that also gets broken. The emotional exchange, that's what I'm talking about, emotional exchange, this unsaid contract, that also gets broken. Because what you have to understand is that the sex is used as a tool for manipulation and control. And what they tend to do, as probably a lot of you have experienced, is they withdraw that, they take that away. They take away a basic human need. And if you want to say, or if you want to write, who has experienced that? Who has experienced those long periods of time where there's nothing and you would like it, or you want it, or you desire it, and it's not there? And it's almost as though you have to beg. Who has it? Thank you so much, Guy Next Door. Thank you. Narcissists don't like the emotional component of healthy sex. They use it as a tool to control, and they also withdraw it for control. They view humans as masturbation toys in the flesh only. That is so true. And I will talk more about that. Yes, it's very much exactly that. It's the use of your body to service them, I guess. That's the nice way of putting it. Exactly, Raj. Sex should never be used as a tool as manipulation. No, that's not actually what it's for. So that you are, and the Guy Next Door, you're absolutely right. It is the emotional component of healthy sex that a narcissist doesn't do. That, remember, being vulnerable is really challenging for them. Okay, being able to open up. Remember, because, and this is because of their trauma from childhood. They disconnect from themselves. Okay, and I'm not trying to say feel sorry for them or whatever. That's up to you, and it's absolutely fine how you feel about this. But what I'm trying to explain is the psychology behind it. It's the trauma that causes them, for whatever has happened to them, whatever they have experienced. It would have been emotional trauma, sexual, psychological trauma, whatever it is, it causes you to disconnect from, your body for them in such a profound way. And I will talk more about how and why that has happened. But for a narcissist, they go through an emotional breakdown as a child. Okay, as a child, and I'll talk more about it. But I just want to the chat's going so quick. I just wanted to talk more about the Guy Next Door's comment, the emotional component of healthy sex. The thing is, this is about two people coming together, okay, to express their feelings, how they want to celebrate each other. That's ultimately what it is, okay? It's two people coming together to show their emotions for one another, how they feel. That's what healthy sex is, okay? And with that, when it's healthy, you grow, you build, you bond, okay? But when it's dysfunctional, like for example with a narcissist, this doesn't happen. You don't bond. It actually you become severed. So it happens in reverse. And it's the same like with the whole kind of recipe of, being in a relationship with a narcissist, because like when the two of you get together, okay, it happens in reverse because there's all of this attention. They put you on this pedestal. They worship you. You're the most amazing person in the whole entire world. And it's like you get swept up in all of this and you're like, wow, this is so cool. Like, wow, I've never had anyone feel like this about me. Like you get noticed, you get all of this attention. And then it's just gone just like that. So and then it never comes back to that unless, they are love bombing you again, or they're, putting you on a pedestal and valuing you. But ultimately from that point, once they start to, I don't know, I don't think they have the attention span. I don't think that they necessarily can keep that going. It's not sustainable for them because it's not authentically them. So it's a lie. So they can't sustain like putting you on a pedestal, worshiping you. They can't do that all the time. They're going to want something from you, because remember, they understand love or connection as transactional. So if they're putting all this effort and energy into you, you're going to be doing it for them twice as bad, or if not 3 or 4 times as bad. Do you know what I mean? But the component of like healthy sex or healthy connection is about two people growing together. Okay, two people grow in this connection. You don't just you don't start off there and then go backwards. You go down. That's not what happens, as you all know. So it's all happening basically in reverse. It's really bad, isn't it? But once we understand that, then you can understand like why this has happened the way that it is. Because remember, it's all about being able to be vulnerable, to be intimate, and it's about bonding. Okay, ultimately that's what it is. But when you have a personality disorder and an attachment disorder, it makes it very difficult for you to have healthy interpersonal relationships with other people, because you were never shown that. And this is where I'm going to go into the childhood bit. Right, I'm just going to say that what I'm going to talk about now is psychological theory, and I would ask you to look at this with an open mind. Okay, all right, remember, these are just theories. Okay, it's not proven. So I'm going to be using the work of like Freud and Piaget. Piaget was a wonderful French psychologist that talked all about attachment. One of my favorite, my ultimate favorite, as you all know, is Freud. Do love the geezer. Very on point. I know not everyone will agree with me, but that's okay. I just like his work, especially his dreamscape work, how to work with the subconscious and the ego. And those of you who are like my clients or have ever worked with me know that I work with the ego, the blasted ego. Yes. Okay. So let's get into this, guys. Okay. So the narcissist, how they understand love or connection is very different to the way that me or you do. Okay. So when you've got to understand that every child wants the love and the affection and the validation of their parents, whether they're narcissistic or not, they do. And that is what every child requires. Okay. For the first 7 years of development, okay, our brain as a child works in a different trajectory to where it does now. It's a lot slower. It absorbs a lot more. Okay. So this is where from the ages from 0 to 7, we are learning about our world. We are learning about our environment. Okay. And so everything that we have learned in those 7 years is playing out for us right now in our reality, for every single one of us, including myself. Okay. So the reason why I say that is because things that we have learnt how to be, the conditionings, all of this has been learnt from 0 to 7 years of age. Okay. At the age of 7, our body and our brain goes through an energetic change. And this is where we start developing our ego from 7 years up, from 7 to 19, 20, around that age. Okay, so it's usually the trauma that happens to the narcissist is usually around that age, anywhere between 0 to 7, 7 till about, from 0 to 7 will cause the most damage. From 5 till early teens will cause damage, but it won't be as deeply ingrained. So this is where the spectrum of narcissism comes in. Are you guys with me so far? Okay. So what happens in all of these cases, the reason why they become the way that they are is because they suffer an emotional breakdown. Okay. And this is what is called a rejection of love. So it's where their parent or their caregiver does not give them or defies them or doesn't show them love over a longer period of time. And this is where it causes this psychological break, the break of the psyche, a polarization. And what happens is this narcissistic child or the child doesn't understand what is going on for them, okay? They don't understand that is what is happening. They are too young to be able to articulate it into words, but they are feeling it. They feel the emotions, they feel the energy of it. What do you mean? You may have forgotten to scroll the chat all the way down. Maybe. Oh, no. I think I'm at the bottom. Okay. Dan, don't worry. I know you feel like you've lost your identity, but you haven't. You will get it back, but you need to connect back to yourself. Okay? And you will do this. You will find bits of yourself. They will come to you when you start connecting. I will talk more about this later on in the lives. Don't worry, you haven't missed out. We will talk about it. Yeah, so, oh gosh, where was I? So there's a polarization that happens. Okay, and at the time, they don't understand what is happening because they cannot, okay, thanks, Yang. They don't understand what is happening, okay, because they can't articulate. They can't tell you like, oh, this is it. But it's ultimately where their caregiver or their parent have not shown them this love, or what they have shown them is a very dysfunctional idea of love or of attachment. Remember, this is all very much transactional. So I'm sure that a lot of you probably have come across the term like Oedipus complex or the Electra complex. The Oedipus complex is to do with a mother and a son, and the Electra complex is to do with a father and a daughter. Remember, our parents, whichever gender we are, okay, our parents are a direct example or role models of the adult world, of how the adult world works, how emotions are experienced, how we are to be in the world. We take note of the way that our parents are. But for a narcissistic child, they are constantly having to perform, to be more. There's always like, you have to do something for me. If you do this, then I'll love you, darling. If you do this for me, then I will love you. If you don't do that, and then there may be a lot of aggression. There may be a lot of like they're nasty to their child. And again, that's how the child learns how to be. That's how they learn. That's how adults are, and that the world is not safe. So this is why they experience this psychological break. Okay. And during that time, it takes a long time for the child to be able to reset, to recalibrate, and to be a child again, because what they are thinking is that the world is not safe around them. Remember, they've got no one who is there to comfort them. They've got no one there that can show them the way. So they're very much alone in all of this. So this is where they start the process of building these walls, protection, walls of protection. They start building up defense. That's the word I was looking for. Defense mechanisms. This is the onset of the ego. Okay, so they're in their mind, and this works also. I mean, this also is true. Like if the child was very much worshipped, all this attention, was put on this child, and they received a lot of validation from their parents. Remember, this child is not much better off because they're still going to have to pretend or to act a certain way to get their parents or their caregivers' attention or their love. So they know that they have to change who they are because they're not accepted the way that they are, so that they can get their parents' attention and validation. Okay? So that is why, and this is going to get darker. It's going to get darker, my friends. This is why they are exactly like this. So the other part of this as well is when their parents show them a dysfunctional idea of what love and attachment actually is. Okay? What I mean by that is where, let's take a mother and a son, for example. I'm using this as an example. The mother doesn't show the son a healthy example of love. So it means where this is to do with enmeshment. Usually in narcissistic families, there is enmeshment. Okay. And it's where the mother expects or puts a lot of emotional responsibility on their child, on the son, on the child. Okay. And the child can't cope. They don't understand. And again, they're having to force, or they're having to be something that is not naturally required of them, not naturally part of their growing up. So this is where the whole idea of attachment, the whole idea of bonding with someone becomes quite displaced. And this again happens if it's a father and a daughter. The father might put a lot of responsibility on their daughter to be, their kind of female counterpart, same as the mother can put a lot of pressure on the son to be their male counterpart. Again, this is crossing emotional boundaries. This causes the cracks in the psyche for the narcissist. And this is why going into adulthood, they cannot connect on a deeper level. Because what they have learned is that love is conditional, that they've got to do something all the time for that parent. All the time, they've got to keep giving and giving, okay, and being. Because they themselves, the way that they are, they can't be that. They can't be themselves. So, what do you do? So the child then becomes a representation of what they think their parents want them to be. But in the meantime, what it does cause is a rejection of love, because what the child understands is they are rejected. They can't be themselves. They don't want to be themselves because they want to get their parents' love. And this can also go into another level of this if the family dynamic is very dysfunctional. Think about, when we get to a certain point in our life, usually around the ages of 10, 11, 12, we start to develop emotions and feelings. We start to find certain other people attractive. But remember, our parents are the first example of that. So we develop, I'm not saying that we're attracted to our parents. I'm just saying that we develop that love. We start to understand what love is. However, if it is dysfunctional and you've got this strange dynamic that is happening, okay, it could be that the narcissistic child does actually fall in love with their parent. This is a phenomenon, and it has happened. I have come across this in my therapeutic work, and it's where it's a mother and son dynamic, and it's where the son had a displacement of love towards their mother. And this can also happen in a father and daughter dynamic. Guys, are you with me? Because I know this is going strange, weird, and quite dark. So I hope that you're following me. Put a yes in the chat if you are, because I just hope that this is all making sense. I'm asking you to look at this with an open mind. Okay, so it's where the son or the daughter fall in love with their parent, okay? But what happens is they understand that they can't love their parents like that. Like, I mean, developing sexual feelings for their parents. And it does happen. Yes, it does. However, they realize that this is wrong. And so again, okay, brilliant. Okay, good. Yes, they are lost souls. Yes, they are. Cello, no, an empath can't become a narcissist, love. No. They don't love. And this is what I'm trying to explain. This is why they don't love, because it's all very strange. The way they understand it is all very strange. Okay, so they can develop these feelings for their parents. Now think about it. When their parents are either with their they might find another partner, so another man can come onto the scene, and the son is going to feel very protective over their son, or another female will come into the dynamic where the daughter is going to feel very protective of her father. Okay, yes, exactly, yes. So they might feel this jealousy, and so this is unrequited. Oh God, I can't ever say this word. This is unrequited love or unfulfilled love. Okay, and the way that they understand the connection, the way that they understand love, okay, where there are boundaries have been crossed. There's emotional enmeshment. This is the issue, and a lot of people who are narcissists have actually experienced this in some form or another. There's also the other aspect of sexual abuse as well, okay, which is also very damaging, especially if it's from a parent or someone else within the family, like an uncle or an auntie or a sibling. This also causes damage, because remember, when this is experienced by the child, it's very sad, because it's the child's body. They feel like the child's body lets them down, because they're not meant to enjoy it, but they do. But they also feel a very big sense of guilt and shame. So there's another aspect of this as well. And it's very, very sad. It's very dehumanizing what this child goes through. But again, it's to do with the connection. It's to do with the bonds, the attachment. And when this is experienced in childhood, it severs love, the understanding for love, connection, bonding. It's very different. It's very challenging. And it becomes very difficult for that person to be able to connect, to trust another human being. And this is why, for a lot of reasons, why the narcissist or people who experience this, who are quite toxic, they do have a lot of sexual partners. They become quite promiscuous, because this is how they know how to connect to others. You just have to have sex with them. That's what you do, because of the abuse, because of the sexual abuse that they've experienced as a child. And this is where it becomes very dark and twisted. But I'm not saying that for all narcissists this has happened, but there has definitely been emotional abuse within these dynamics, within these families, which causes that person to not understand love, or not be able to bond, not be able to be vulnerable and experience love in a healthy way. So when you think about it, when they experience this polarization, this is where the disconnection happens. This is where they actually die as a child. They die within their soul. Part of their soul dies. And this is why for a lot of them, this is the disconnection from their authentic selves. Okay, now going into adulthood or early onset adulthood, they can't connect to themselves, and they are unable to be themselves because of these barriers, because of this protection that they have built up around themselves. So they're never going to be able to be vulnerable. They're never going to be their authentic selves. They can't actually connect and get to that part of themselves, because this is what has died as a child. And that is the sad part about it. Very sad. Pitil says, I wonder if there is a test for narcissism. I mean, to wind up person by question or situation to show traits of narcissism. To this date, no, there is no test for narcissism. But ultimately, if you want, the big indicators of what a narcissist is the inability to be able to connect to themselves, the inability to be themselves. Okay. There's always some sort of drama that's going on. They're always asking things of you. They want a lot from you. Someone who is quite, interested in talking about themselves. I hope that helps, because there's not actually a test to actually know if someone is a narcissist. It's just these DSM, the Diagnostic Statistics Manual, which is quite outdated in my opinion. And, there's obviously those traits that come up, those 9 traits, but I mean, they're very outdated. There needs to be more research done into it. There needs to be more understanding. But ultimately, how can you, all right, how can you test for someone who is a narcissist? Because ultimately, this is all to do with the way that their brains are wired neurologically. Because of the trauma that they have experienced, okay, their brain hasn't, or the emotional part of their brain, the amygdala, hasn't formed correctly. It's a lot smaller than someone who is healthy, someone who didn't go through that. You see, when you experience trauma, you experience a freezing, things stop. It doesn't progress. It doesn't grow. Now think about it. When you're a child experiencing trauma, okay, so when your neural pathways are growing, okay, and they're communicating from synapse to synapse, when there is a trauma, there is a block. Okay, so it stops the progression, it stops the growth of that neural network. Okay. It stops the neural network. Okay, so think about it. So once it stops, it doesn't stop, because then that neural pathway will then grow around it and grow again. But that takes time. So it causes a stop in development, right? So this is why, okay, a lot of them are emotionally immature, because compared to someone, like to a peer, for example, they're the same age or they're at the same school, one of them will be a lot more emotionally intelligent than someone who is narcissistic, because of exactly this, because of these stoppages in brain growth, in emotional growth. Okay, and they've not had that environment to be able to flourish, to be able to grow, and also to discover their own sense of self. They've not had that opportunity to do that, which causes the emotional blockages, that causes the emotional instability and the inability for emotional intelligence. So this is why this actually happens to the narcissist. And of course, like a lot of you say like how immature they are, and a lot of them are immature in the way that they think. It's because of these neural pathways that are not formed the correct way. And I think someone asked, like, brain scans, you can't actually, to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that you can access the amygdala and the activity of the amygdala, because again, a lot of our as executive functioning, a lot of our emotions, the way that we process things, happen in our frontal cortex here, behind our forehead. Okay, and the amygdala, which is like literally located at the back, right between where our spine kind of meets our head, but kind of like further in. It's an almond size shape. Okay. So we can't really measure the functioning. We can measure the kind of the brain activity, but not really the functioning and what's going on. But what has been known in these scientific studies is that the amygdala and the brain activity in the frontal cortex of the brain is actually less significant than someone who isn't. No, Raj, a brain scan cannot show the lack of empathy. It's not. It's more emotional. And it's a shame, because this would be great, like if there was a test, if there was a way of working it out. But remember, these ailments that the narcissist has, they're not physical, they're emotional. So how do you measure for that? How does someone measure for emotional disability? Because that's ultimately what it is. Emotional disability. So going back to the fact of their very odd, very challenging upbringing and experience of childhood. Now let's think of that going forward into adulthood, all right? Can you see how a lot of those things that has happened in their childhood, the way that they were treated, the way that they understand themselves, the way things were going on, like, can you see how that now transpires into adulthood? Everything that they've done to you, everything that you have experienced has happened to them. This is why they behave the way that they do towards you. Okay, because they don't know any other way to be. They're just reenacting their childhood, okay, because how else? They don't know how else to be. And so if they're trying to get your attention, this is what they were doing with their parents. They were trying to get their parents or their caregivers' attention. If they are really disconnected from you, that's them. They're really disconnected from their own life. It's not that they're trying to show you an illusion, a magic, whatever. This is who they are. Okay? And this is why when we look at them, when we try to understand it, we're like, well, why would you do that? Why are you a different person right at the beginning of this relationship? And then at the end of it, you're someone completely different. And you've been like 3 or 4 different people in between. Because they don't know who they are. They weren't able to develop a stable sense of self. We kind of know who we are. Like, we have an identity, which is what I think someone as well in the chat basically was saying, that I feel like I've lost myself. I feel like I don't have an identity. That's because they don't have one. So they've got to take yours, or they've got to take part of yours. Think about it, the mirroring that happens. Now, this isn't a healthy interaction with someone, is it? People who do this have enduring mental health, don't they? They don't have a stable sense of self. They don't know who they are, do they? So that's why they take your identity. That's why they want to feel like, you are that person that they want to be. They don't know who they are. They're lost. It's as though this analogy, it's as though they are lost in their own life. And they are looking for themselves. They are looking for the parents that they never had. And that's why they want to find elements or aspects of that in the relationship with you. So it makes you the caregiver to them. And because you're quite empathetic, because you're quite kind, because you're quite compassionate, you want to do that for them because you feel like you can fix them. You feel like you can somehow make their life better. And you can fix them, but you can't, because it's not your job and it's not for you to do. You can't fix another person. I like that, Isabel. Yeah, they have no core self. That's exactly it. Pitt says, you got ill, it's your fault, it's cold, and you're not dressing properly. Always giving out, instructions. But if they didn't have you, if they didn't have anybody, they couldn't form some sort of strange identity, could they? Thank you so much, Walter PPK. Thank you so much. Hi, Anushka from NZ, New Zealand, X used to constantly say, I don't know who I am. I didn't quite understand what those words meant back then, but I do now. I don't know who I am. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's exactly it. That's exactly it, isn't it? When you don't know who you are, when you don't have a sense of self, because remember, our identity, the way that we understand ourselves, the way that we are in the world, okay, this is how we are able to form a concept of us. This is like, do you know what? This is massive, my friends. If we don't know who we are, okay, how can we form self-beliefs? Okay, how do we present ourselves to others in the world? How do we understand ourselves? How do we interpret ourselves? You can't do any of that. If you don't know who you are and you don't have an identity, you can't do that. And the narcissists can't either. This is why they look to you. This is it, my friends. This is why they look to you. Because they never had the opportunity to develop a sense of self. So think about it now. When they are going to be intimate with you, they don't know who they are. They don't understand themselves. There's a lot of disconnect. They're not sure. They're just kind of going with the flow. So the first few times, okay, that's great because we're just going with the flow. You're probably leading, okay? Right? But then afterwards, they detach because they're not sure. They're embarrassed. They don't want to. They don't fulfill you. So you feel like it's like a one-sided thing, right? It feels like this person is not really there. And this is the sad thing. This is the part of it where it becomes like we internalize that. We feel like there's something wrong with us. And this is where our energy, our identity gets taken. This is where part of us becomes, we blame ourselves. Don't we? We blame ourselves. And so we internalize all of that and it feels like it's our fault. It feels like we have to change it in some way. But all the while, the narcissist isn't wanting to connect to you in that way, which is why I think someone made that point earlier, like masturbation. They like porn. They'll do that. They'd rather do that than be intimate with you. And it's not because you're not good enough. Because remember, we internalize all of this and we think that it's our fault. Like we're not attractive enough or we're not doing something right. It's not about that. Because remember, intimacy is about connection. And when they don't feel themselves, when they're not feeling good, when they're in that part of the cycle, when they're devaluing you, to do that, you know what? This is why they don't want to connect. This is why they can't. They don't know. That's why one night stands, cheating on you, serves them better. Okay, because they don't have to connect. They don't have to give. You know, a lot of these narcissists do have more than one person. They have like, they have the primary person and the secondary person. And a lot of narcissists do end up having, you know, like one night stands or having a lot of sexual partners because you don't have to commit. You don't have to give. You don't have to actually be part of yourself. So a lot of them do actually prefer to do that. But I can even go as far as saying that some narcissistic individuals are asexual. Yes, they don't actually enjoy it. They don't actually want it. But it's part of a human need that at some point, yeah, sure. But a lot of them are asexual. They don't actually require it. They don't actually want to. Yeah, this is what, thank you so much, Funny Face. This is what I have kind of read about it. It's better for them because, again, it's to do with the absence of connection. And that's what they love, don't they? That you don't have to be vulnerable. You don't have to build something. You don't have to build a bond with someone to get something. It's just, it's there. It's interchangeable. It's transactional. So this transactional bond can show up in a variety of scenarios, in a variety of ways. And can you see how this all kind of fits in? Is this making sense to you guys? Because I know that I'm covering a lot. I know I'm covering a lot. And a lot of this is, if you are hearing this for the first time, can be quite confusing. Because I remember when I first, when I first read about it, when I was first kind of trying to get my head around all of this, I couldn't. I actually couldn't. I thought it was the most weirdest thing that I have actually ever read. Like, how can someone be like this? Bob, hello, my friend. Thank you so much. Anushka, I've been following your channel for 4 years. Have you? Thank you. Oh my God, 4 years. Thank you. I feel addicted to your videos. Is this keeping me attached some way to my ex-narc? I don't want to stop following. I don't want to stop following Unstuck. Okay, do you know what, Bob? Daryl, thank you so much. Thank you for your really kind donation. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful and honored. Thank you. Thank you. Bob, right. Bob, you know what I'm going to say to you? You have got through this and you understand this. Do you know what, Bob? You could be sitting here with me or in this chair taking this live, because I'm sure that you know everything there is to know about this subject. But stop watching my videos. Stop watching them every day or every week. Okay, take a break. All right, and I'm really glad, I'm really grateful for you. I don't want you to go. I still want you to keep watching, but not the amount that you do. Okay, take a break, because you know. All right, and if you're asking me whether you feel addicted, you obviously must be feeling this. So for you and for your growth, don't stay stuck. You've got to move forward. Remember, we've always got to keep moving in life, because life is fluid. Okay, so we've got to keep moving. All right. So yes, in some way, it may be keeping you attached in some way. But what I would say to you is, if it's every day, then do 3 times a week. If it's weekly, then do it monthly. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get hooked. We must never get addicted. We must never get attached too much to things, to outcomes. Okay. And my channel also, the content, Bob, you know all of this. I am not saying anything that is new. And if you're feeling like this, that maybe you need to stop, then don't watch the videos. Join the lives. Come on the lives and come and chat with us. Absolutely, you are more than welcome. But maybe don't watch the videos as much, because you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. You could do videos too. Thank you, Bob. And Daryl, again, thank you so much. Honestly, thank you. Oh my gosh, I've gone too far. I've lost okay, there we go. Daryl, thank you so much. Again, I really, really appreciate you. I do. Usually every week. Thank you. Honestly, thank you so much. Yang, you've given out another 5 more memberships? Have you? Well, thank you ever so much. So Yang is giving out the goodies. Well, guys, I really hope that you enjoy the memberships. The journal club, I actually forgot what it was called. My goodness. No, I didn't. So I hope you enjoy them, because every week, guys, we talk about something new. And I think yesterday's one was, I wrote it yesterday. Oh my goodness. What was it about? Guys, help me out here. Was it meeting your younger self? Authentic self? Younger self? Authentic self? I can't remember now. It was either one of the two. But we do the journal. But this is to help you kind of discover you, like to help you heal. Okay. And journaling is a good way, because like you have conversations with yourself. But yes, thank you, Yang. And the guy next door, thank you so much. Thank you. There are different categories of narcissists. Cerebral narcissists tend to be asexual. Yes, that's right. They do. You're right. The somatic ones are all about showing off and wanting sex and the whole thing. Yes. So it all depends on their motivation. You are absolutely right. Guy next door, this is another person. You should be in this chair. You should be holding the live. I'd love to do that, like have a whole host of people. It would have been great. But yeah, so you are absolutely right. Yes, they are asexual, don't really find that a motivation or a thing. So Yeah, and the somatic ones, it's all about that. All about that. The more the merrier, if you know what I mean. Okay. And Auntie Kane, thank you so much. No, glad that you were here and thank you for your contribution. Thank you, all of you. You guys are so kind to me. Thank you. Oh no, send you a big hug to all of you. I am a hugger. I am a hugger, my friends. I really love hugs. I really do. So I am sending hugs to you. Thank you for all of your donations. Honestly, I really, from the bottom of my heart, I really, really appreciate it. Like, it means the world to me. It really does. You guys are just so kind. Thank you so much. Right, I've like missed so much of the chat. Hold on, guys. I am rewinding the chat here now. They do need help, Cello. You're right. Yes. Thank you, McLeod 76. I'm glad you like them. I'm glad that you guys are with me because I know like this stuff, all right, this stuff that I'm talking about, I know it's so weird. And this is what I was saying. Like, you know, a few years ago when I was trying to get my head around it and trying to like work this out, like, why are these people like this? Like, I couldn't understand it. Like, I could not, for the life of me, understand why people become like this. But then as you start reading, you go down this rabbit hole. But then you realize that this is all ultimately to do with attachment. This all stems from attachment. Okay, how you bonded to your caregiver or your parent. If your parent was like this, and this is how you are going to, this is how you're going to understand attachment, which is why if we think back to the narcissist, they can't bond, they can't attach, even though, all right, they show you that they try to make you believe that they do. Makeda Records, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your donation. My first time, I have been studying narcissism, but now I am wondering if I'm a cerebral narcissist because I am celibate, but I want a husband. My dear, it doesn't mean that you are a narcissist or, you know, it doesn't mean that at all. Okay. Just because you're celibate doesn't mean that at all. Okay, this is your choice and you are waiting for the right person. Okay, so you want someone, you would like someone. It doesn't mean that you know, we all like labels. I understand that we all like labels and it helps us to understand. But just because, you know, you have been studying narcissism and, you know, maybe you are seeing certain things, might be certain similarities. Makeda Records, what you have to understand is that we all have a personality. Okay, and narcissism is a personality disorder. So there's disordered parts of their personality. Okay, but we've all got one too. So it all works on a spectrum, but it doesn't mean that you are a narcissist. Also, just to add to that, a narcissist wouldn't really be on my live and asking these type of questions that you are. Usually, if there was a narcissist on the live, it would be either a troll or someone that is quite nasty to everybody. So I don't think that you are one. And the fact that you're asking and that you're studying, you know, about this doesn't mean that you are. Okay, so I hope that helps, Makeda. But thank you so much for the donation. So as I was saying, that narcissism, okay, is I forgot what I was saying. I did remember. Attachment. Yes, it's all to do with attachment. That's ultimately what it is. It's to do with dysfunctional attachment, not detachment. Oh my goodness. It's getting to that part of the show, isn't it? Like, I forget the words. No, I'm not. I don't. So, I hope that this has made sense. There's so many other elements to it. But ultimately, it's where the child hasn't been brought up in a healthy environment. They haven't been shown what love is. So it's almost like, Andy Kane says, any link with bipolar? No. The reason why, because bipolar isn't an attachment disorder. It might show up as a symptom, but it isn't the main part of it. See, with narcissism, it's a main component. It's a detachment of self. So it's an attachment disorder. Remember, this all stems from the way that their parents were towards them, or the way that their parents were, and then the way that they treated them. Okay. And this is how they understand themselves. This is how they detach from their authentic selves, because they learn from a young age that being themselves is not safe. It's not right. The world around them is not safe. So they have to perform. They have to conform. And so that's why when it's very different, because with bipolar, it's the highs and lows. It's a manic depression. It's more of a chemical disorder rather than it being a personality disorder. So it's two different aspects, two different disorders, if you know what I mean, like completely different. A narcissist might experience depression. Majority of them do. Might experience bipolar. But bipolar and depression is all to do with chemical imbalances within the brain. And that's what causes our moods to fluctuate as they do in depression and bipolar. But yes, so with narcissism, completely different kettle of fish, more to do with attachment, to do with ego processes of protection, of putting these walls up to not let anyone in. And that's why they are some of them can be very flamboyant, some of them are very militant, like they have to know, like it has to be done their way, because it's all about a sense of control, all about a sense of manipulation. So they have to get what it is that they need, whatever it is that they want. So they manipulate you. So it's almost as though they orchestrate you so that they get their desired outcome. And so again, like if we look at this, all right, they're also using intimacy as control. So remember, they're trying to get you to suffer. They want you to suffer in some way. Yes, Michaela, this is why they love long distance or online dating sites for the online dating, my friends. Please, I know Valentine's Day is coming up, all right? I know. But these dating sites, if any of you are on these online dating, please be aware. Thank you for bringing this up, Makeda Records. Thank you. Please be aware that a lot of them, as you know, they are online because remember, you can be whoever you want to be. All right. So please, if you suspect someone's a bit odd, always trust your intuition, my friends. Always trust them. Keep talking to them longer. Doesn't mean you have to meet up with this person straight away. Just keep talking to them. Get a real sense of that person. So be aware that there are a lot of narcissistic or a lot of toxic people on online dating sites. So yes, just be careful, my friends. Please be careful. Okay. So this is why they use a lot of manipulation with sex or with intimacy, because they know that it is something that you require, something that you want, something that you need. And like I was saying earlier, it's not bad that you need, it's a human need, for goodness sake. Like it is something that all of us need. All of us want it. Of course we do. We all want to feel wanted. We all want to be, touched, what's the word? It's sensory, here we go. I have actually forgotten the word, tactile. That's the word, tactile, right? So that all of us want that. All of us need that, okay? Unless, we have elements of autism, then maybe not. But I don't think that any of us are. But I'm just saying that this is something that we want. It's a human need. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. Guy next door, thank you. Thank you so much. Dating sites are like shark-infested waters. Love that. Love that analogy. Exactly. A hunting ground for narcissists and other predators. Facade management is easy online. I know, it's crazy. There you can be anyone that you want nowadays online. Being authentic, being that person, catfish. And they did a whole show on this on MTV, didn't they? Catfish. And where it actually does happen, it's really bad. Some people, I've watched a few episodes and I'm laughing because it's not funny. Actually, it's so bad. But, this is what I mean. This is brilliant for them. They love it. Online dating, they love that. That's exactly what they are going to be doing. And it is facade management. I love that guy next door. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sweepstakes says, my gorgeous tiger cat is my Valentine. I love your little cat. So cute. Margot says, we want to be loved and desired and we should not have to beg for it. Exactly. I love that. Exactly. It's a human need. It's a human want. And absolutely, you are absolutely right. No, we shouldn't have to beg. We shouldn't even have to ask. And that's what, I mean, that's when it becomes toxic love, toxic. You're asking for one of your needs to be met. I mean, seriously, it's a basic human need, like food, like shelter, like water. No, that is bad. Okay. Layla says, yes, you're right. Oh no, the chat's going. Yes, you're right, guy next door. It's the best to avoid dating apps and sites. Yes. This is not the first time I've heard this. Guys, be aware, be aware. I love the cat title. Guy next door, thank you so much. The old lady who thinks Johnny Depp is asking for her Amazon gift cards online. Oh no, is that a thing? Is that actually been a thing? Oh no, that's so bad. Sorry, guys. I was just reading the chat like it's going so fast. I'm like, huh? And I can't see your comments. I can't see. So I'm really sorry. But yes, you absolutely, guy next door. Is that really what's happened with the Amazon gift cards? My goodness. We've got to use our discernment. My friends, we've got to use our discernment in all aspects. And now I'm in all aspects of this. Yes. Yes. Avoid the dating sites, all right? Avoid them because you don't really know that the picture of that person, of who that person is, isn't who they are in real life. Has anyone ever been catfished? Has that ever happened to anyone here on this live right now? If it has, and you don't mind saying, please put it in the comments. Please, if you don't mind. It's never happened to me. It's not happened to me. I don't really like the dating site things. I don't think that they are great, actually. I don't know. I think it takes away from actually meeting people in the flesh, isn't it? Like, you can really get a sense of someone. Oh, no, Makeda Records, it's happened to you. Damn. Oh, no. Ian, good it's not happened to you. Good. Dating sites are nothing more than a shopping online. I know. It's like a catalogue of people. You swipe, swipe, swipe. I think that's so bad. Oh, Raj, you got catfished. Oh, no. Yang, I was saying, has anyone ever got catfished? If they don't mind sharing their experience, just either yes or a no in the chat. Yang, have you been catfished? We want to know. Raj says the person had take fake photos and was like, oh my God, do you know what? That's the worst, isn't it? That's the worst. Like, you see this person, okay, and then they're completely different in real life. You just no. I stop with the sites. Good, Makeda. Yes. Oh, no. Michelle says yes. No. Unknown human, no problem. Yeah, it's like a catalogue. A cattle market. Yeah. How does one deal with listening to others being the trap of enslavements into one? Oh, sorry, I didn't get that one. Yes. Guy next door was you were catfished. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I met my narcissist when he came to tile my floor. The worst experience ever. And it wasn't online. Bless you. Oh, no. So he never, and Yang has been catfished as well. Oh no, I'm not going to laugh at that because it's not funny, but this bad. No, that's true. That's so bad. My girlfriend was on a dating site, Helmi says. Highly filtered photos, Makeda says. My goodness. What? You see? They love it, don't they? Tricksters. No, and never will. Good, Janet. I'm glad. Blue says dating sites are a full-blown buffet for narcs. For sure. Yeah, you see? The illusion. The trap. Yeah? So just be aware, my friends. I hope this doesn't happen to anyone again. I really, really hope it doesn't, because it's awful. It's absolutely awful. But just use your discernments, all right? If you're on the dating sites, talk. Just talk a little bit longer. Get to know them. Ask them leading questions or ask them specific questions, you know. And also, if you do go on dates, you know, if you are like ready to start dating after, you know, all of these experiences, when you're going out, just, you know what, again, use your discernments, be aware, you know, don't put yourself in dangerous situations, know where all the exits are. And you know what I would say to you as well? Take a step back and just listen to what they're saying. Ask the questions, you listen, okay? I'm not saying just listen all the time, but just listen. Guy next door, thank you so much for your donation. So I was just going to say that, yeah, just listen to what is being said. And you'll get a sense of what the energy of that person is like. Guy next door, bless you, says a short-haired, blonde, overweight woman sent me her petite friend's photos and claimed to be her. Oh my God. Really? Really, people do this? I told her I hate false advertising. What? No way. Thank you for sharing your experience. Thank you so much, Guy Next Door. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. But it's true, like, this is the story for like all of us who this has happened to, you know, like it's a completely different profile online. And then when you really look at it, like when you meet them, completely different. It's just, yeah, just so sad. And Michaela Records says, yes, Yang, yes, they do. Yeah, Ian says too soon. Don't worry, Ian, take your time. It's not a problem. And Michaela, you're right. It's a thing. It's a fantasy world they live in. Yeah, they do. Absolutely. Yeah, they do. And I don't know what they're going to, I mean, like, I tried to think like, okay, so you put up pictures of someone who is not you. And then you go to meet this person who they're expecting, you're expecting to meet someone else. And then they turn up. I mean, how can this actually be a thing? Like, how can this actually develop into, someone, when you're seeing someone or talking, how can this actually go forward? It can't, because I mean, where's the trust? You like showing a picture of someone else and then you turn up. Like, so this is where the whole world of the fantasy comes out, doesn't it? Because they think that just because they fool you and you see that they are not the same person on the picture, what you think they're going to carry on dating. Like, I don't know what they are thinking, seriously. But some people do. Some people do. Exactly, King Ming. What is the point of sending a false photo? Like, you're expecting someone else to arrive and then they do. But it's true. They do. And that's what I mean. You can't trust that person. Like, if they've lied, if that's happened, then, yes. Right, says, I agree. That person has time to waste, most likely. Yeah, exactly. So yes, my friends, this is the weird and wonderful, no, it's not wonderful, the weird and strange world of love and narcissism and strange intimacy. And yeah, but what I want to say to you is, look, each and every one of us has a strange experience. Each and every one of us, this has happened to us. But this teaches us also to connect to ourselves, all right? Okay, because ultimately you can't heal if you do not connect to you, if you do not learn about you, trust your intuition, trust your gut feeling, okay? Because ultimately, when you learn to trust you, you learn to love you. And love heals everything. Love is Raj, are you reading my mind? Love is amazing. Okay, it is. And love can heal, but I'm talking about self-love because that creates trust. When you trust yourself, you learn to listen, to connect. And that's where all your power is stored. Each and every one of you is capable of doing this. Each and every one of you has got resilience. Okay, each and every one of you, okay, does love yourselves, but you have to tap into that and access that part of you. You are good enough as you are right now, regardless of what's happened, regardless of what will happen. Yes, Margot, self-love, all right? Love heals. Love is the highest vibration, okay? And being in that state, in that highest vibration, that love, you feel the best. That is like the best feeling. But when you have it for yourself, that is the most amazing, because when you're looking for it outside of you, you're always looking for something outside of you that you already have for yourself. And it's you when you're looking for it outside, you don't feel like you're fulfilled. So you're always looking for it when you already have it within you. You don't need someone else to supply that. When you have that for yourself, you're never going to think that you're not worthy enough or not good enough. Because when you're feeling you're not good enough or you're not worthy enough, you're looking for it because you want it. You want to feel validated. You want someone to love you, to show you that. But you've got to give that for yourself first. Remember, every wonderful relationship starts from you. First of all, you. You want to have a good relationship? You don't want to have another toxic, selfish, controlling, manipulative person. Of course you don't. None of us want that for ourselves. Then you've got to show that for yourself. You've got to do that for you first. And that is the way to healing. It's about connecting to you, trusting you, learning about you. That's how you build your power. That's how you build the strength to go forward in life, because life is fluid. It's like what I was saying before. Life is fluid. It's always moving. There's always going to be things that are happening. All right. But you are already whole and good enough the way that you are right now. Sweepstakes says, for anyone wondering if narcs get their karma, they never experience love, life, and laughter. That's karma. Yes. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Exactly. The rejection of love. They were rejected as children and they're constantly looking for it. That's why they're stuck in this loop. And when you get into these relationships with them, or when they bring you into their experience, you're also stuck in this loop with them. And that's why when you get out of it, okay, you're always looking, going, why would someone behave like that? Like, why does someone do that? That is why, because they're trapped, and they trap you in this relationship with them, or they in this experience with them. They trap you. Guy next door, thank you. Do you know what? Thank you so much, my friend, for all of your donations. I really, really appreciate them. Thank you so much. You are so kind, honestly. Thank you. We are good enough to love ourselves, but we also must grant ourselves the gift of improving our weaknesses. Very true. Life is a work in progress until we die. You're right. We are always learning. We are always learning. We are always healing. We will be healing for the rest of our lives. It's never an end journey. But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be painful. Like, it can be fun. We're doing this. This is fun. The life is fun. Okay, this is what I mean. It doesn't have to be painful. You will get to a point, my friends. I know that all of you are at different stages of your healing journey, but you will get to a point where you'll be like, yes, I'm actually glad I went through this, because I am here now. I have learned so much about myself. And a lot of us on this live can actually say that as well, that they love the person that they have become, because it gives us an opportunity. Okay, everything's taken from us. Everything's stripped from us. Okay. And all we've got is our foundation. Okay, we've got our foundation. And what do? We build on foundation. So we build us. We become us. Remember, life is fluid. We become a new version of us. Our core is always there, but we become someone new, someone strong, someone resilient, someone more loving, someone strong-minded. We grow. Growth mindset, okay? And love in our heart. Then you will become unstoppable, okay? No one my friends, no one is going to be able to bring you down because you trust yourself. You love yourself, okay? And it is you that is the most important. And you are right, the guy next door. The gift of improving our weaknesses. Okay, they're weaknesses. We all make mistakes. Mistakes are not bad. We learn from them. That's all. That's why the narcissists come into our life, to help us just learn about ourselves, to uncover that who we already are. They want to be us. Think about it. Right? They see this in all of you. They see this and they want to be you. Why do you think they mirror you? Why do you think you got chosen? Why do you think you got chosen? Because they saw or they see. And you know what? And this is why they hoover you, because they come back, because they don't want to let you go. Why do you think they don't want to let you go? Why do you think they come back? They see your gifts. They see your energy. They don't want to let that go. Come on. They don't want to let that go. They're like, no, I want to come back for round 2, 3, 4, and 5. But it is up to you to say no. Because they'll keep coming back for the rest of your life. You'll be stuck in this dynamic and they'll play with your head. They'll play with your heart. Like, why? Do you remember I put that post out, my friends, yesterday or the day before on the community tab? Those of you that haven't seen it, never re-relationship, re-friend, or re-parent. Don't go back. What are you going back for? If it didn't work the first time, what are you going back for the second, the third, or the fourth time? You think things are going to change? You want change, but you're doing the same thing that you were doing before? Isn't that the sign of madness, going back? So don't do it. It's up to you. It's up to you to say no. And you say yes to yourself. So when you say no to them, you're saying yes to yourself. And that's the way that you move forward, okay? So what about their strange intimacy? Now you know why they do it, because they're damaged from childhood, okay? And yeah, that is really bad. It's really bad what happens to them, but you can't fix them. Neither can I. Neither can any therapist, psychologist out there do that. And again, I'm just going to say, that is my opinion. I feel that you can't fix an attachment disorder. You've either got it or you don't. It's one of them, okay? There's work, there's things that you can do, but it helps to soften the symptoms, but it doesn't cure it. You can't cure narcissism. That's what it is, okay? These are people who are stuck in this matrix, in this simulation, looking for something that they will never find. And they find you, okay, who is a source of inspiration, a source of light. And they take, and they take, and they take, and they keep taking until you leave, until you're like, no, I'm done, okay? So really, it's up to you to build your strength. And those of you who are missing this person or feeling like maybe they've got it wrong or whatever, or they're finding it really hard to leave this dynamic, I hope that you do see the truth. I hope that you get to see how amazing you actually are and why this person has chosen you and why they are taking from you and stealing your life force energy. I hope that you listen to this live again and find it inspirational, because you know what? You can break free. You can move forward from this. Just because the reason why this person was in your life, okay, is so that it gives you an opportunity to meet the real you, to meet yourself again and build on that, okay? That's why this person was in your life. They're karmic individuals, they're karmic partners. These relationships never last, and they're not meant to last. They're meant to trigger the hell out of you. But the only way that you are going to learn, the way that you are going to grow, is not if you're sitting there pretty, enjoying life, and being comfortable. No, you learn through trauma. You learn through pain. You grow through pain. And the only way that this is going to happen is if you really see the lesson of why these people are in your life. Okay, and I know it's not been easy for any of you. I know that it's been traumatic and I know it's been awful, but you know what? You are still standing. You haven't fallen to the ground. You haven't left. You are here. Okay, you are here, you are strong, you are healing, and you are moving forward from this. Okay, and you are going to get through this. You will move forward from this. There's no way, because you are not a victim. You are not a victim. You thrive. All right. You're not even a survivor. You thrive, because then a survivor means that there's some sort of you've been a victim. You're not a victim. Do not sink into victim mentality. All right, because that's not who you are. All right. You move forward and you rise. This is how you rise. Okay. Don't stay stuck, because it's about moving forward. Okay, my friends. Ian, I know it hurts. It's meant to hurt. I know it's meant to hurt, but it's not going to hurt forever. I can tell you that now. It's not. Honestly, nothing lasts forever. And I saw that in the comments. And whoever wrote that, you are absolutely right. Nothing lasts forever. Life is fluid. It's always moving, always moving. But remember, I always say this, guys, always. Life is about perspective and choice, how you see things and what choice you make. So it's about what choices you want to make and how you want to see this. If you want to see the narcissist as your downfall or this nasty, miserable thing, then you're going to be stuck in victim mentality. And you know what? I want to say that a lot of the content that, and this is again my opinion, and I hope I don't get shot for saying this. Here we go, Anushka. Okay, I think that a lot of the content that is out on YouTube or certain channels or certain people keep you stuck in that loop of victim mentality. So be aware of what information you are consuming and what you are learning, what you are listening to. Okay, remember, this is about you moving forward, not staying stuck listening. The narcissist is this, they are awful, they have done this. You know what they are like, you've done it, that you've experienced it. Haven't you, my friends? You've experienced what they are like. You don't need to be listening to someone telling you the narcissist is this, they want to destroy you, they want to kill. Of course they do. We all know they want to destroy and kill because they want to be you. But this is where you've got to think, right, I know all of this. I've experienced this. I will move forward. So be aware of what you are consuming, because this will affect your mood. This will affect your day. Okay? Guys, you've got this. All right, you have got this. You all are going to have a bloody good week, okay? Where you're going to do something wonderful for yourself every single day. Today, I bought cherries. Yes, I know that's a bit of a random thing. I know. I bought cherries and I was really craving Bakewell tarts. Does anyone know Bakewell tarts? I love them. Cherry and almond, my favorite combination. And that's what I done for me. That's what I did. And you know what? Tomorrow I will, what will I do? Oh yeah, I need to finish this painting. Yes, I don't know how much of it I'll get done, but that's what I'm going to do. So guys, do something nice for you. All right, whatever that is, connect to your inner child, my friends. Start having conversations, or find someone like a therapist or a counselor or a psychologist that works with them if this is something, or if this is something that you want to do, because this will really help you to move forward. I can't believe the time. Like, I could talk another hour on this subject, but I'm going to have glitches where I'm like, I can't remember the words. This is not good. This is not good. Guys, I really hope. Oh, Makeda Records, thank you. Thank you so much. As a music person, I see musicians, actors, dancers, models all the time, all vampires. Yeah, they are. They are. They're like literally vampires. I get headaches when I am with them over 30 minutes. How do I deal? Bless you. Do you know what I would say to you? You need to protect your energy. That's what you need to do. You need to put a protection, an energetic protection. Have some tourmaline, some black onyx crystals on you, because that would really help. And I would say like a protection prayer, but you need to be protected. Your energy is too open, and this is why they are attracted to you. This is why they come for you. So you need to start putting protection in place, because they'll be drinking your energy, my friends. Makeda, like, you can do this. I don't know of any at the moment, but just, you'll have to do the research to find them. I know that on YouTube you might be able to find it, on certain blogs and things like that. But yes, protection, ultimate, your energetic protection. Crystals really help with that. You need to charge them, put them under cold water and put them under a full moon to charge them, but you can start using them, but put them under the cold water if you're going to use them, and have them with you. Okay. Yes, no worries. I will have Alfie on the live next week. All right, all right, all right. It's a deal, my friends. I will bring him on the live. He'll only be there for 5 minutes, and I hope he doesn't knock the mic over. But anyway, it'll be fine. It'll be part of the fun, won't it, my friends? Guys, this has been such an amazing live. I've really enjoyed spending time with you. I really hope that none of this has triggered anyone, because I know the topics that I've talked about have been very weird, strange, and I hope it's not triggered any of you. If it has, please get in contact with me. I will try and help as much as possible. Helmi, brilliant. You've brought crystals. Amazing, amazing, amazing. No, you're not going to practice witchcraft, guy next door, these musicians in the men room. No, you don't want to put it spells. Remember karma, it comes back on you. So guys, listen, have an amazing week. I will be back next week. If any of you are wanting further support, please do join the Discord community. Yang is on there. He will be able to meet you. He is mostly on there. I'm not really on there. That's his thing. So Discord is his thing, but it's a great online community of like-minded individuals. So if you're new and you've liked the live format, it's kind of like this as well. And thank you so much, Yang. And if you want to work with me, you can get in contact. The link is in the description box and on the live. And also you can work with Yang as well if you prefer a male counterpart. So yes, please, all the links are there. But guys, thank you so much for being here. And I will see you guys next Tuesday. And I've got a video coming out tomorrow as well. Usual time of 8 o'clock GMT. Goodbye.